Hey everyone, how are we? This is the beginning of Death in Space. Mostly here today to talk about what the show is going to be about, who's on it, how you're going to be involved, and we're doing some new stuff with our stream loots and along with a countdown timer. So if you're not familiar with Death in Space, I wanted to give you the little overview, hence the video. I am pretty pumped for this game. So Free League is the publisher. A totally different company is responsible for making the game. And I yeah, man. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. They have made something akin to Mork Borg, but for I'm quiet. Shouldn't be any quieter than normal. Huh. I don't see a reason for me to be quiet. There you go. I'm turned up all the way, so I don't know what would be making me quiet. It's cranked though, so there's no reason for me to be quiet. Hey, Strength, how you doing, buddy? So we are going to be going over the concept for the show. We're going to be going over how the game plays, and then we're going to be going over how you're going to be involved as well. So I'm pretty pumped for this. I've been wanting to do this for a little bit. I wanted to do something else from Free League, but for Erik Frankhouse Presents, which is my channel, and I got this randomly in a email, and this is a kind of a advanced preview. Like there's no this isn't out yet, so I'm gonna be able to show off some of that, what we're looking at, what's going on. If you were a part of the Alien show, you've kind of seen how I'm going to run dark, horrible, sci-fi extravaganza. And Death in Space is a very different game. It is brutal. You die easily. Player characters are probably going to need more than one character ready to go, because as I kill them off, they're kind of be screwed. It's not for the faint of heart. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the show in general. Let's talk about the layout and how this is going to run. So if you've been here for anything I've done in the past, you know that we do high audience interaction in our shows, and we've been doing that since our first season of Authority, to be honest. And I wanted to make sure we kept that going for this short 4-episode game. Our first episode is going to be the entire cast and crew getting together, building their characters, which should take maybe 30 minutes, maybe. Going over the base rules, and they've already kind of read over the game, but it's pretty simple. We'll go over that when I open up the book. And then play our first episode. And there is going to be a marathon timer, which normally you use to keep a show going, right? And I want to do that. We're still going to do our 2.5 hour show, but instead of that marathon timer being used to increase the show time, it's going to be used to stop something horrible from happening. It's going to start with like a 30-minute clock, and every card, subscription to Twitch, subscription to Streamloots will increase that time. Now, here's the thing. The cards for this show aren't going to be good. They're not going to be helpful to the players. They're going to be bad stuff. So you're going to be doing bad things to make sure that the players stay alive. So that's the long and short of what we are looking to do for this. And I hope you guys like it. I think it's going to be kind of wild, to be honest with you. I think that the idea of you having to do bad things to keep them from having a worse thing happen is perfect for Death in Space. So That's our first episode. Our second, third, and fourth is going to be them finishing up a job in the Tenebris system. But how about we look at who's going to be on the show and what we're doing? I just forgot to hit. So Kelly is going to be the first person who is joining us. I just switched over all new overlays. So this is kind of a trial of the overlays as well. So she'll be joining us as well as our first person. Our second one is going to be Todd, who you know is Everston from our previous games, which I think is going to be kind of awesome. And then, of course, we're going to have Allie, who was a new addition to EFP, who took over for Alan when Alan could no longer be a part of the show anymore. Allie will be joining us as well. Should be audio in the scene now. Should be audio. We good? So Kelly, Todd, and Allie are the first three that are going to be joining us. You know them from EFP in general. I'm going to check something here. I don't know why my glitch source is not running the way it should. Hold on a second here. Why are you color correcting? I'm going to refresh this source. There we go. That was weird. It didn't refresh this on load. So they're the first ones who are going to be joining. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the audio wasn't there. So these are the first three, which I'm pumped to have them on board. And you know, like I said, them from Athontia. You've seen Todd and them and Allie on our Ogre Force game as well. And then we are adding to this show two people from Ogre Force. The first one is going to be Adam Kahn from Dragons and Things. You've seen him on the Avatar show that I went on Thursday nights over there. He's also on the Norse Foundry Network with me. Been there since Cyberpunk and all the way through. He also played in the Aliens game. And then on top of that, we're bringing back a fan favorite. Pox Gibberknife is going to be joining us as well for this show. I'm pumped. All the artwork here is from Allie, which I see in chat. Hi, Allie. And this is going to be our cast for the show. Now, there's going to be 1 week when somebody is missing, and we have a guest star lined up. I'm not going to say who it is, when it is, any of that kind of stuff. So this set piece, I'm going to read off what they sent me as the kind of ridiculousness that this is. Just give me 1 second here. Let me pull up our description. All right. So this is the description for the game itself. The world is broken in a collapsing universe. Your crew is the only family you have. Death in Space takes you in a grimy blue-collar future and a universe teeming with risk and opportunity. Death in Space is a game about adventure and uncertain journeys out into the darkness of space, where the void whispers strange sentences to the unlucky and imbues travelers' bodies with strange powers. It is about you and your crew making a home of your spacecraft or station. Your only sanctuary in this dangerous universe is this home of yours. Most of all, it is about surviving in an abandoned frontier system where resources are scarce and competition is fierce. In Death in Space, you and your crew are a ragtag bunch of hardworking explorers, laborers, hoping for the big score. Anything to keep yourself alive and functioning and hopefully not dying in the void of space. Your best hope of surviving is to take any contract you can find, sometimes having to put your fate in enemies' hands. The default setting is a war-torn Tenebrous system, a system of planets and objects revolving around a star named Tenebrous. It is a stellar system ravaged by war and strife, where the greed-fueled mining of precious gems started a conflict that left the system wrecked into pieces. So you saw all the other stuff like the light rule system, 60 plus modules, all that kind of stuff. You saw all that. Saw all that kind of stuff, right? But what you didn't see is if you played Mork Borg is an amazing game where you generate your characters fast as shit. And how do you do that, you ask? Well, it's kind of awesome. So let me pop up our little 6cam here. And this is the generator for the game. Death in Space comes with its own generator online. You can find it. It's the Death BBS board. If you look up Death in Space character generator, you can find this. Just like Mork Borg, you can instantly generate a character because it's so easy to die in this. Now, my cast is going to be making their stuff live, our first episode next Tuesday. We're going to start at the normal time, 7:15 pre-show, 7:30 is our start time. But it's a 4-stat system. And you get some origins and benefits and backgrounds, but it's clean. Everything that would be a skill in D&D or Pathfinder falls under one of these 4 abilities. Now you can see it comes with the name and hit points. I can tell you the hit point starts. You roll a D8. And yes, there's a chance you have 1 hit point. And if you're familiar with Mork Borg or Shadow the Demon Lord, when you roll to hit in this game, the static number is a 12. And you need to hit a 12 or higher on a D20. Your modifiers from your abilities kind of take that up and down. And we're going to have stream loot cards that, none of them are going to make it easier. There is a chance to get advantage in this game or disadvantage, and it functions just like 5e, where you roll 2 dice, you take the highest, or roll 2 dice, take the lowest. But it's rare. That's not common. So rare, in fact, I think the only advantage card we're going to put in the game for cards, and it's just going to say advantage. It's going to be really simple. It's going to be like an epic card, because I don't want them to do well. I want them to get murdered. So, this character, for example, now we'll just generate one. Render a new life. Let's go. We'll click it a couple times here. We'll go with the red one. Actually, no. Let's go with the blue to match our background, shall we? There we go. So this is Hina Guide. 1 hit point starting, everybody. 1 hit point. Their defense rating is 14 because their dexterity is adding to that, giving them 2 more. So on a D20, you would need a 12 up. So we roll in chat all the time. And you need a 12 up. So a 14 will hit. A little bit. This particular one, starting bonus, a heavy EVA suit, which is your space suit, which is very important. Origin is carbon, grown in a space-based exo-womb, short lifespan. They live their lives off-world, are untroubled by the darkness of space, more comfortable in an EVA suit than out of one. Okay? That's the basis for what you're looking at for this particular person. On top of that, you have an origin benefit. All of the different origins come with one. They have engineered lungs. Use half oxygen compared to everyone else. 1 step for every 2 normal steps, which is good. Background, they're a moon outlaw. Their drive is friends. Their past allegiance, none. You sided only with yourself and avoided the war as well as you could. Because remember, this is like Gold Rush, big war between everybody in the system. Trait is they're cynical. Looks, they're asymmetrical, patterned hood. Starting kit, they get engineering. It's an electric multi-tool, duct tape, tablet, computer, plug-in for network access. I can't stop yawning, everybody. Fusion welder, and we got workwear. Personal trinket, agent synthesizer shaped like a gun. Holds is 18 for money, and item slots is 9. Item slots is important. Every item you carry takes a slot. Bigger items can take 2. I think there's a few that take 3. So they have to track how many slots they're taking. I've seen a lot of people who just take a piece of grid paper and they mark off a box every time they carry something in a race one, and they make a little backpack so they know how much that they're carrying. Now, this is the game as a whole. I think that this is going to be pretty amazing in general for how the game should be played. And like I said, there is something extra about this game. And it's how you generate your characters and what you do and how easy it is to die. That person we rolled starts with 1 hit point. 1 hit point. Like, I don't know. Sounds like you probably aren't going to make it very long in this game with 1 hit point. And that's why you need to make sure that you have, more than one thing that you can survive with, or more than one character built, because you're gonna get murdered. So let's look at the book, shall we? All right, so this is our character we built. Let me turn them off. Let me pull up this. So this is the cover of the book. By the way, the book is awesome. It is like a hologram cover. There's like a foil to it, and the game is pretty wild, to be totally honest with you. I'm gonna try moving this and see. Yeah, I'll slide it back over for y'all. I just need to be able to see my screen a little bit better. So the way that this is going to work is the book itself is simple. Like I said, nothing crazy. It's made by 2 gentlemen. It's the PDF version. Lots of tables in this game. And they're more like buying tables. But there's ones at the end that I'm going to have you guys, when you play cards, I will roll off them. So like when they go into a new area, if there's a trap that's going to go off, there's a table that we're going to use for that. And you guys are going to be rolling and using cards. And the goal is to play bad things to make sure that the timer that's going to be on screen, like I said, that marathon timer is going to be something horrible. As a group, we haven't decided if we're going to do a spaceship or a hub, like a station. We're still kind of talking about it. I think we're leaning towards station, which is good, because that's what I want. I think the station is probably the best. I don't know. I think it's the best starting point, but we can do a spaceship if that's what we want to do. So very clean, easy to read. I have more overlays than just the one you see here, but I'm just showing off one for the night. I have more that are done. You probably saw the Twitter post that went out. Among Us TTRPG. I mean, it's all about a collapsing universe, a gem war. It's not friendly, man. It's not friendly. There's a lot of argument and war between the different groups of people. Which I, again, am excited for. Let me zoom this out a little bit. Make this so you guys can read it a little more. Just trying to make sure I don't take too much room up on the screen. The book itself is pretty gorgeous. And the Iron Ring, it's a massive ring-like structure assembled from 1,000 old spacecraft and refinery modules surrounding a moon. So this is like the main area in the game. How unprofessional. Listen, Trickster, I'm tired of shit. This symbol you're going to see throughout. We're using it for a lot of our stuff as well. The getting started part of it, the artwork gives you a good idea of how just kind of gutter punky it is. Like it's gruesome. And making your characters fast, man. Like you pick your attributes. There's 4 attributes. After you do your 4 attributes, you pick your origin, or you can roll. After you do that, you do your details. After that, you roll for your trait and drive. Grimdark, yeah. I mean, but it's beyond Grimdark, dude. It is fucked up. Character detail. Past allegiance, hit points, and defense rating. So defense rating is a measure of how well you can avoid damage. Your unarmored defense is 12 plus your dex. I mean, it's extra grimdark. The artwork is amazing. This kind of Lawnmower Man kind of feel to it, which I really dig. I mean, this is a 2-page spread. The people aren't even human looking. Your starting gear, your starting kits, your personal trinkets, all the stuff that we had in our random generator. And then you can create your hub. So this timer that we have is either the marathon timer where you're spreading stream loot cards, or you're using stream loot subs and using these things to push the timer forward to add more time. Because if you don't, every episode, that timer resets back to 60 plus whatever time we had left over. Something bad is going to happen. And I have a list of bad things. So if cards and subs aren't happening, I am going to do one bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. And I'm going to warn that one of those bad things is just like a character dies. Like no questions asked. And then there's going to be a little signal loss that goes up on their camera. And then they're going to go randomly generate a new character real quick. And when that happens, we'll turn the camera back on for them. And we'll include them back into the show. This is why I'm thinking Space Station over doing a ship. Because I think it'd be easier to include them back in when they die. So, you make your hub. Your power source for it. Your starting stations. Right? Get everything ready to rock and roll. The background for your hub, like what it was... Oh, fuck. What it was originally used for. Hub for stations, like has had as many owners as service years. A notorious hacker once lived there, and we'll roll. This is going to be random. We're not going to plan this in advance. Yep, exactly, AW. Like another ship could dock. There could be people here in cryo. Their space station could be next to a big mining area for gems that was left over from the war. Whole bunch of stuff that we can do with it. I'm more akin to doing that. Every hub gets a quirk, and then that was it, man. That's generating characters, and we go right into combat. So remember how I said that the stats are like all of your skills wrapped up into one attribute? Well, melee, so body is like melee, healing, your hit points, your encumbrance, your lifting, lifting dead friends. I just want to point that out that is a skill. Surviving without oxygen in space, forcing open airlocks, withstanding G-forces, resisting cold and sickness. Dexterity is your defense rating, your poise, your speed, your reflex, dodging, climb, sneak, balance, picking pockets. Savvy is your perception. So think of that it's like kind of like wisdom and intelligence, or actually just wisdom wrapped into one. Maybe a little charisma. Perception, intuition, street smarts, piloting spacecraft, resisting psychological effects, detecting holographic illusions, recalling lore, knowledge about it, and then tech is going to be ranged attacks, understanding and operating technology, constructing gear, tinkering with machinery, and electronics. Now, so again, super clean, super easy. And you do, well, hello, Fiona. Are you excited too? I see you're up here as well. So super easy to do. I think this will be a pretty good, a pretty easy to understand game where we're just gonna be able to dive in and really fuck people up. It's gonna be rated R, by the way, as well. It's gonna be pretty dang adult. So equal to or greater than 12. That's the task for everything in the game. On failure, a player character suffers a complication or setback and gains a void point. Now, let's talk void points for a minute here. Death in Space uses void points as a way to help players, sort of, but not really. So void points, there's something out there that is constantly watching, a void always grasping at the inner thoughts. Each failure opens that door a little bit more. And they say, like, in the static, in communications, in the air itself, when you're near things, you hear voices. It's like the tinfoil hat kind of concept. You gain void points for each failed ability check or attack roll. A player character gains 1 void point. They can have at most 4 at any time. 4 void points. 1 void point that can be used to gain advantage on an ability check, so they can roll a 2d20. Activate a cosmic mutation. You heard that right. And cosmic mutations are pretty awesome. So cosmic mutations represent physical manifestations of the void through a player character. You can obtain cosmic mutations as a starting bonus. Some characters start with them. As a result of player character advancement. In rare situations, when the void is let loose, which we'll get into that. So you can use cosmic mutations. Activating a mutation requires spending 1 or more void points. The effect lasts around 10 minutes and can be activated from a range of 10 meters unless otherwise stated. More points can result in a bigger effect if the player and referee can agree on the outcome. So you can kind of spend more to really do more. So here's where it gets bad. If you use void points to do something, when you lose control and let the void surge through your body, it can leave permanent scars behind. If a void point is spent to gain advantage and the roll fails, so let's say you roll with advantage and you still fuck it up. You roll d6 if the result is equal to or lower than the current amount of void points. If you spent 1 void point to get advantage and you had 4 and you roll d6 and you roll 3, something horrible happens. And it's void corruption. So let's talk void corruption. This is the void corruption table. I cannot tell you how happy I am about this table. This is super fun. And I'm going to let the audience roll every time this happens. So you guys will get the roll for void corruption. You grow an extra set of teeth. The iris of one eye changes to look like a miniature galaxy. You have a vision of the end of the universe, crushing darkness that envelops all. Change 1 cosmic mutation for another. Like, really cool. Then there's the cosmic mutations themselves. 2 pages of it, right? And these are things that can happen to you as well. These are things you can do. They can spend points. Like, you can spend points to do a feedback loop. Can jump back 10 seconds in time at the cost of losing 1 important memory chosen by the player. Things like that. So this is cool. These are the charts that we're going to be using a lot during the show. That's why this screen is set up this way, so that we can flip to this screen when we need a chart. I can pull it up on screen and y'all can roll. What maps as well? I mean, obviously it's me. We're going to have maps. So this is the conditions and spare parts. Conditions are on the screen. Most of them are like things that happen. Like on a 1, the object condition is reduced by 1. And conditions are kind of like the value. The maximum condition is mainly a measure of how technically sophisticated an object is. So Electronics have a range of 1 to 5. Spacecraft and small stations and other big machines have values of 5 to 12. Other objects have no condition value. So it's kind of like how important, how good they are, how well made they are, or how advanced they are. So roll for condition when using an object, spacecraft, or space station in an ability check, or when time is tight and success is crucial. For combat and hostile situations, roll afterwards. So you basically have a chart, or not a chart, but a scale that you roll against, kind of like how if you have to repair them, if you are shooting somebody, if you're trying to bypass a lock in a security station, and so on. Breaking objects as well, they have rules for that. And then spare parts are used to repair things, so you can use components to repair things, which is going to be important in this particular thing. They have rules for repairing stuff, dismantling things. Pretty easy, right? Nothing special, really clean. How you handle off-world stuff and oxygen supplies. This is how you die in this game, by the way. So horrible. Off-world stuff is so horrible. Lack of oxygen, zero gravity, space travel and how that works. Very clean yet again. It's only a 136-page book. And then they have cryopod malfunctions. I like number 2. Age 3D 20 years. And those people who are short lifespans, that can just kill you. They talk about travel time. Within a system, between galaxies, you spend fuel points to travel. Pretty simple. Combat, again. Attack rolls. Attack roll is resolved using D20. So all this is all stuff we're familiar with. I'm trying to think, Todd, is there anything else you saw in here that was like really cool? Critical hits. Natural 20 is a crit. Attack deals an extra die of damage. Cover and shields. Morale, you can break in this game really easy. Death and healing. When someone ends up at 0 or less hit points, they are dying and must immediately roll a body check. Void points can be spent for advantage. If successful, the person is stabilized but unconscious until resting. If the check fails, they're dead. There's not like multiple checks. There's just one, and if you fail it, you fucking dead. You die. Goodbye. Death in space. Healing. Oh yeah, look at this. You suffer from irradiation syndrome, hit by an unusually violent stellar storm. There's just death in space. Just when a player character dies, roll their true death from the table on the facing page and let the player narrate the way they want to die to the rest of the table. Afterwards, let their player create a new character who can join the crew as soon as possible. Oh my God. Stats primarily. So if we put this back on, if you look at your stat here, right? So like body, any skill to run on her body, -3 to your roll. If you're going to shoot something, +2 to your roll. Really clean. Some gear gives bonuses, but not a lot, which we'll get into. Let me see if we can find distances cause penalties. Firing, here we go. At firing or boarding distance, spacecraft with guns can fire another spacecraft with a tech check, which is one of the 4 stats. Let me turn off this. Subtract the rolled damage from the defender's current frame integrity. So basically how much of a frame, how strong it is. A successful attack from the spacecraft guns hits a person, it will kill them outright. I just want to point that out. If a ship shoots a ship and punches a hole through and you are there, dead. You don't roll anything. Make a new character. And then they talk about frame damage, what happens when it hits 50%, things like that. You can't advance. You get XP points. Nothing is new. Communication has problems. The war is still present. Distant stations are silent, so I think we're going to be on one of those stations. Traveling takes time. The players create details and settings. So you know how I guess for me, I am known for asking questions, for going, hey, how do you want this to look? What do you do? This game kind of wants you to do that. They want players to be describing what they're going to be doing. So I'll be asking a lot of questions of the players, which is cool. I'm excited for that. It's going to be messed up, though. Like that, there's going to be some tough stuff that they're going to have to describe when they're getting killed, what they're doing, how the Tenebris system works, who family and friends are. Shoot, I forgot to show you this. Check this out. So this is the Tenebris system. This is where we're playing. Cool map. I love the style for this. All the different stars. This is where we're going to play. And then this is traveling from like where the ring is and out. So the iron ring is here, right here. And traveling from that to different zones, you have your time, how much fuel it takes. And then it's based on, I think it's based on your ship has like a fuel source and a speed. They kind of break down the little areas, really clean, right? Nothing crazy. The different cults in the world or in the galaxy, how the ring works. Then this is how they do their maps, which I enjoy. Salvaging crews, common areas, engine rooms. I love this art. So like, look at this stat block. That's a stat block. That's it. Clean maps. Like, no one's really normal looking either. Everyone's kind of changed and mutated. So here's what I wanted to show. Tables and tools. You guys are going to help roll for creatures. Like if you have cards, some of your cards aren't going to be good. You could sit on them. But if you spend them, it'll up that timer up and it'll stop them from having horrible things happen. But one of those cards is a creature card. And you're going to roll I think it's a D8 for the creature card. And these are the things that show up. Some of them, they should run from. Corrupted by the Void is another card. Adds time bonuses. But then they have to deal with the corruption. So you guys are playing bad cards to help them survive. I think it's going to be fun. We're going to try it. It's only 4 episodes. I think it'll be a blast. And this deck of cards, by the way, too, when the season's over, the series is over for Death in Space, they will become you can deconstruct them. And this is going to be our micro card deck where you'll be able to break them apart and make stuff with them for the next micro session that we do, whatever the next micro show is. So you're going to be playing bad cards to stop a worse thing from happening. Just keep that in mind. You're going to be rolling for triggers, for obstacles, all that kind of stuff. So you're making it to where I'm basically iron GMing these sessions to a point. Different encounters, how they're going to happen. These are all things that will get played. Now, they'll have a little bit of cooldown timer on the table ones because I'm going to have time to instigate and bring these into play. So, they're not going to be like you can spam them. But look at these D100s locations, Iron Ring locations and shit. Addictive substances in the game. Different spacecrafts. How good they are. Power systems. Some real basic, clean stuff. General module that you can add to your ships or to your space stations. Tech modules. Confrontation modules, right? Yeah. Kinetic mines, hull grapplers, mobile drill arm. Used to mine asteroids and drill through hulls. A motorized zip line is connected from the base to the top of the arm, making it easy to get Get to the drill point, tech check to use, different distances, and then non-player hubs, crews that you could encounter, weapons. So you asked about weapons, the condition, basically if they get damaged, how many slots it takes to carry them, your body helps determine what your slots are, like how much shit you can carry, your damage, and then the cost for them in creds, armor. I love this image, by the way. Different weapons, vacuum pistol, prospectors, handguns. Pretty dope. Contractors. These are like hired hands. You can hire people to come with you. So they have the money. They can hire people to help them. Maybe I'll put a hired hand card in there. Like that'll be like the one bonus card that's good. Contact generator. So making new people. NPC generators. You'll be able to help me roll on all these during the show, which I'm excited for that. And then the cheat sheet. Literally, that's the game. It's the cheat sheets. That's it. No, yeah, you do not start the game with a weapon unless you get real lucky. So no one's going to have one to start, which I'm excited for. I think that's going to be awesome. So this is the short of, what we're going to do. And I wanted to make fun overlays, clean. All the overlays match the book. We're doing a couple extra things. I got the cam, so, we have kind of a communication cam. I wanted everything to kind of match the look of it. There's more animated stuff. I just don't want to show it all off today. I want some of it to be left for you guys when we start. But yeah, I think this is going to be a riot. Like, I like the random tables. This is not released yet, so we're getting the chance to play something before it comes out. I'm excited to do this for Free League and put this out for YouTube and stuff as well. And I'm really curious to see how this marathon timer idea works. The concept of, a module is going to blow off of the ship as soon as that timer hits 0. And we'll have to play at the timer. There's only so much of a timer that can be added. But Stream Loot's basically, it's a marathon timer, and it's pretty fucking cool. And the way they work is I put starting time in minutes, right? And then I can limit it to where only so much can be put in. Packs purchased add seconds to the clock. Stream Loot subscriptions add a certain amount of seconds, so seconds to minutes. Extra time actions, so basically Twitch subscriptions and bits will also add time. So when we have people show up and we don't have time to teach them how to do Stream Loots out of the gate, bits will count as well. And then it puts a marathon timer on the screen. So here, I can actually show you. I can show you the marathon timer because I've already set that up. Let me put this on screen for you. I'm just going to do it live so you can see it. So this puts a timer on screen, right? Right now it's got a black background. I can change all that kind of stuff. But I can determine start time in minutes. I can say it's a 10-minute timer to start. The max amount of time that can be added, if it's going to be a full show, is maybe 90 minutes. Your stream will last. I don't know why. Hold on a minute. 90 minutes. And then when marathon starts, your viewers will be able to buy special interactions. So there's also going to be cards where you can just buy interaction times, I think, as well. And then it adds seconds. So if I start the marathon timer, it basically puts on a counter, right? Pretty clean. I can stop the marathon timer as well. And that's kind of what we're going to do for it. Why is the start time say 2 hours, though? That's not what it's supposed to say. It should say 10 minutes. Let me refresh it. I think he doesn't realize I changed it. I'll have to mess with that. I don't know why it's putting a 2-hour timer. It's not supposed to do that. Anyway, I'll mess with it. Let me stop it. It should just be 10 minutes. I don't get it. I don't show. Should be saved. Huh. It's very weird. Very weird. I'll have to play with it a little bit. I had it working yesterday. Oh, there we go. So it has a 10-minute timer to start. This will be on every screen. You guys will all be able to see it. I can pause it too. So like if we're doing stuff and if people play cards, it will just add to the timer as well. So this will be on the screen at all times. And every single overlay will have this timer in which you can add new stuff to it. But I think this will be fun. And I'm not going to say what you're stopping. Because I expect the first time, I expect it to go off. And some of you might just want to see it blow up. So there are going to be some things that can subtract time. So there are special time cards as well. So let me pause this. In the Streamloots interactions, there are cards, special cards that you can purchase that give plus 20, 30, or minus 10, 20, 30 seconds. And it subtracts time from it, where you can buy just time. So there can be a fight between people who want to add time and subtract time off. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. Each pack purchase also increases the time by 10 seconds as well. So this could be pretty fun. And don't get me wrong, man. Letting it go off is part of the show. So that's the game plan. This is what we're currently doing. You don't start with any weapons like Todd was saying. The game itself is kind of gorgeous. I'm super excited for it. Why? Hold on a minute here. Where's my... Huh. Very odd. That it is not showing... Our art source went away. I don't know what happened. I don't know. This is why we're playtesting shit right now. Huh. Well, he's mad at me. That's what's going on right now. Yeah. 6cam art map. This is the map that has everything on it. Alley file and TMC CST probably. Well, we're checking stuff here. I think stream elements might have went down. Yeah? Stream elements went down. Huh. Well, I'll refresh everything. I've never had this happen before. Well, anyway, you know what we're doing at least. Yeah, look, got rid of all the overlays. Every one of them. That's so weird. Huh? I don't know what happened. Every one of them did it. Look at this shit. That's so odd. Well, thank God we're testing stuff today, right? Let me check Stream Elements here. Anyone got questions at all for the show and what we're doing? I'd be happy to answer any questions as well. I don't feel like there should be a lot of them, but you never know. You know, never know. And this will be starting next Tuesday. Yeah, look at this. Everything's gone. Oh yeah, Stream Elements is down. You guys can still hear me, right? Oh yeah, they have a chance to get guns in the game. Guns, weapons, things like that. Yep, 100%. Yeah, so here, yeah, well though, Stream Elements went down. All Stream Elements is done. I've never had Stream Elements crash before. First time ever. Well, at least you can still see me, right? It's got combat. Yeah, I mean, is it combat oriented? I don't know if I would say that. Like, so here's the tables for everything. So here's your equipment, base equipment, slots that takes. That's that. That's pretty much it. And then your weapons fall under 94. Let's look here. Right, Todd? I think that's where it's at. Weapons are at the back, right? Yeah, here we go. And your weapons are here. You got to find them. You just can't start with them. So like here, we'll generate a couple guys. Check this out. Yeah. Create a new life. This person gets handheld material analyzer, magnetic boots, breathing mask, container with an engine grease, a belt buckle with a hidden star compass, only works sometimes, speaker playing commercial messages. Poodoop. But yeah, you don't start with a weapon. But I mean, combat is in it. You know, you only have 1d8. Oh, that's awesome. You only have 1d8 for your hit points. So you can start with 1. Death is easy. If something does a d6 and you only have 4 hit points, you're going to die, boy. You're going to die. Let me log back in here. Yeah, no, Stream Elements is down. Well, I'll be damned. Glad we're testing today, eh? You do run from a lot of stuff in this bear, because if things are too powerful for you, you're going to want to flee. Everything's a difficulty 12, unless it's a defense rating or something special. I don't think, Todd, I don't remember gear giving you any bonuses, do you? Because they don't really explain gear at all, do they? I don't remember gear giving you anything special. Let's scroll up. I think they're just gear. I don't think they really like you need gear to do an action that will require that gear. Is my understanding. Like if you want to do a flare with tripwire, you need the flare and tripwire. But other than that, I don't think they have anything. Jump across the universe to Earth. Okay, 12 or higher. Well, I mean, Earth is not in the Tenebrous system, as far as I can tell. I'm looking here. I'm just looking at gear. I'm curious as if gear has anything in particular. Yeah, D8 HP total. Pistols do a D6, rifles do a D8. Single hit could quite possibly take you down. Yep. But does gear do anything, Todd? I'm looking here. Item slots is 12 plus body bonus. For starting gear, roll and choose one of the starting kits. That doesn't look like it. Grenades do 2d6. You salsa. Nope, no DR. There are some things that can add bonuses to your defense rating, though, just like armor does for AC. So here, even though the all my frames are gone, you can still see what's going on. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if there's a gear here. Nope. Well, there's no THACO in this game. That's second edition. And no, it's not that granular. It's very play and fucking yeah. I mean, could I make a site that gives you a +1? Of course. But it's not about that. It's about survival. And when you can level up, you can tier up and raise stats and stuff. So really a lot of it comes from getting better. But I don't think there's anything for gear that gives you anything extra. Like here's your increasing your abilities. Hold on here. So here's your increase your abilities. Increase the ability by 1, raising it by +1 is 5 points. Increase the ability by 1, raising it to +2 or higher is 3 times the value. Increase maximum hit points by a D4, costs 5 experience. Gain Cosmic Mutation, 1 ability must be lowered by 1. Determine mutation randomly, 15 points. Gain 1 additional origin benefit, can have at most 2. You get experience based on that chart that's there. Yeah, no. There's really not a lot of extra shit there. And now there's going to be extra books that come out in the future, but there's none out yet because this hasn't even released yet. We just got the advanced copies. Here, let me go to items again at the back of the book, I think is where it is. So here. Yep. I'm going to. Yeah, it funded in 10 minutes when they did this. Here, actually, hold on. Let's talk Kickstarter here. All right. Let's talk to Kickstarter, shall we? So, Death in Space funded in 10 minutes. Entire thing. 10 minutes. It was done. You can still back it at deathinspace.com. So here. You can pre-order here. Put this out here for it. There you go. That's the pre-order. This is the standard edition, the foil edition, character generator, Death in Space soundtrack. This came out last year, which is pretty dope. I don't know if this is a DMCA. I played it at the beginning of the show, so I can chop it if I need to. It'd be great if this was DMCA free. No one's answered me though. Pledge Manager's closed, but you can pre-order now. It's off to print. I'm going to be getting a physical copy here pretty soon. I mean, they crushed it. Crushed. And then Free League is the one publishing their stuff. But I mean, it is a brutal, brutal game. Brutal. It's a lightweight system is what they're calling it, which I agree is it's very lightweight. No, I did not. Paperclip? We're very proud of you. Let's explore. Time to roll out. You have a good heart. Oh my God. So, yeah. So this is all the stuff they did. I love this. They did like a void safe thing where it gets shipped in a void safe plastic bag. 2 maps for adventures. All the stretch goals. It's clippy, yep. And then the soundtrack. I just want to know if it's DMCA free. I guess once this goes up, I'll find out. You know, when I port it over. I'm going to try reloading everything again here. Oh, really? That's awesome. That's fucking funny. And they're saying it's not, they're saying Stream Elements isn't down. But I'd say otherwise, because me logging in, I'm getting a 404 not found. Right now. This is what I'm seeing. This is my lovely 404 not found. So obviously they're having a problem. Bear, are you able to log into yours? I'm curious. Sorry, Deathy. His name is Deathy. I mean, this is Marshall Cage. Render new life. Huh. I mean, They're saying it's active. I don't know. But anyway, so this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be starting this next Tuesday. 7:15 pre-show. We'll start making characters during the pre-show, going over basic rules. 7:30, we'll start the live show. 4-episode run. Fun cast. You guys are going to get to help me murder them. Help keep them alive, but your cards are going to help me murder them. And I'm pumped, man. I wanted to run Mork Borg. That's what we originally were going to do. And then we turned it into this because it came, as a, hey, do you want to check this out? We're like, well, yeah. And so now we're doing this instead. So I'm pretty pumped. I think this is going to be a blast to do. It's going to be brutal, man. I don't think I'm going to have you guys run an NPC or anything like that during the show, but you will be rolling for monsters and you will be rolling for all the random tables and stuff like that. I know Allie is super excited. She did all the artwork for the characters, which is super fun. And if it does well, maybe we'll come back. Maybe we'll do this as an ongoing, fun collection. Like if people are missing, maybe we'll run this as well. I'm going to keep the overlays whenever, Stream Elements gets their shit together. Ooh. Huh. I don't know how I would do that. I'll have to look into it. So basically everyone's been building up all of their community points, channel points, because I have something big I'm be doing with them. Like someone asked if they could spend 20,000 to change games. Over under 15 per or total? Maybe I'll add a death counter. We'll have a death counter screen, I think. That's pretty easy for me to add to the show. But yeah, it's gonna be a blast. So that is it for me, everybody. I just wanted to come by, show everybody what was going on, let you see what the show is gonna be. The overlays, I don't know what happened. It's not me. This is Stream Elements crashing and not working anymore. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this. And we will I'll see you all soon, right? Next Tuesday. Let's I don't know, is there anyone for us to raid? Let me look and see here. Set up a raid here. Who's on? Oh, hell yes. We're going to go see the Half Dragons. We're going to go see Matt and Athena and say hi to them. They're the people who, the duo that is a part of my lovely Monday game for Duskfall, which we will be back. Tomorrow I'll be on Norse Foundry doing our Brightstone cleaners. Come play as Zix if you are known and you've been around for that. That will be back tomorrow at 5 PM CST. Get yourself ready for that. I am going to be going to do some secret stuff here at 8:30. Talk to my group about something else. And I have a lot in store. There's a talk show that's in the works. I can't say much else about that. But enjoy this. And I'm going to let you see the intro one more time. And then we'll go raid the Palmers. Good night, everybody. Thank you.